Hello everyone, good evening. After enduring one of the longest and toughest lockdowns in the world, is it fair for states to seal borders and inconvenience people? Can Delhi argue that it wants to seal its borders because it doesn't have hospital beds for patients who come from outside Delhi? Can Uttar Pradesh and Haryana, for example, say they are sealing their borders with Delhi because the maximum number of cases are coming from there? Well, the Supreme Court today has stepped in to end the chaos at Delhi's borders. This is what has happened. The Supreme Court has directed the central government to convene a meeting between officials from Delhi, Uttar Pradesh and Haryana to end this chaos that we have been seeing at Delhi's borders. The apex court has ordered the government to arrive at a consensus with regard to allowing interstate transport between Delhi and the neighbouring states of Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. The decision regarding the same has to be taken within a week, is what the top court is saying. Both Haryana and Uttar Pradesh have sealed their borders with Delhi amidst soaring coronavirus cases in the national capital. The petition filed in court had stated that there was a lot of inconvenience that was being faced by the people who were commuting through the NCR region for work, especially now that the country has stepped into Unlock 1 and jobs and airports were being opened up.
आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने केंद्र सरकार को ये कहा है और हरियाणा सरकार जो है इसके साथ बैठकर विचार विमर्श करे कि इंटर स्टेट जो मूवमेंट है उसको लेकर एक कॉमन पास की व्यवस्था की जाए, क्योंकि लोगों को काफी दिक्कतें आ रही हैं।
ठीक, अगर उनका तो बिल्कुल करेंगे।
सीमा में क्यों रोक रहे हैं आप? जब होम डिपार्टमेंट की गाइडलाइंस हैं, आप अलग अलग तय कर रहे हैं। फिर इसका मतलब केंद्र सरकार का कोई सुनना ही नहीं चाहता है। दो जगह तो बीजेपी की सरकारें हैं, हरियाणा में और उत्तर प्रदेश में। बॉर्डर अगर होम डिपार्टमेंट ने, अगर भारत सरकार ने कहा कि बॉर्डर खुलने चाहिए तो बॉर्डर खुलने चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर काम नहीं शुरू करेंगे आप काम शुरू कराना चाहते हैं, लोग आ जा नहीं सकेंगे तो कैसे काम शुरू होगा?
Let me get in two leaders from the BJP and the Aam Aadmi into this discussion. RP Singh is joining us live. So is Raghav Chadha. He's an AAP MLA. Raghav, let me come to you first. When there's a clear central government guideline that says that citizens can travel from one state to another, why seal borders? I mean, you know, NCR contains 3 states. Why didn't these 3 states just sit together and say, all right, even if we have to restrict movement, let's just keep this to one pass? Why inconvenience people with making them go through, you know, getting a pass for Haryana, getting a pass for Uttar Pradesh, getting a pass for Delhi?
Yeah, so while you question us on the sealing of the borders, let me bring this to your notice that despite that guideline, which is of course direct, which is not mandatory in nature, it's only suggestive in nature, the respective governments of UP and Haryana have not unsealed their borders. As we speak, the order issued by the district magistrate of the Gautam Budh Nagar is still in force and the borders are shut. That is the Noida-Delhi border. Along with the Gurgaon-Delhi border is also shut because the government of Haryana has shut the border. So both UP and Haryana governments have also sealed their borders for reasons best known to them. And the reasons that you hear from them are on the grounds that the infection rate in Delhi in comparison to those states is higher, and they fear that the infection will spread in their respective states. That's one. Now let's come to the reason as to why we have chosen this route. We have chosen this route as an interim measure. This is only an interim measure that is being followed for a period of 7 days. And in these 7 days, the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi is consulting with experts. He's reaching out to the people, asking people to give suggestions as to how do we utilize the capacities and the public health machinery and infrastructure that one has built over the last 67, 68 days of lockdown to cater to the outbreak of COVID-19. Now, in the event that these borders are unsealed, there will be a huge influx of patients from across the country. What should be the model that one should adopt in order to, give a particular, probably a section of beds to Delhiites and another section of beds to outsiders, etc. How do we model this is something that needs to be deliberated, discussed, debated, and then a decision needs to be taken. It cannot be an ad hoc, off the cuff, unthought through decision. And I think rightly so, the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi has asked the people of Delhi to come out with suggestions within 7 days, of course, which expire on Sunday. A proper guideline to this effect will be given. We have received more than 5 lakh suggestions, and if you would like, I can share some of the interesting suggestions that have been made by the people, which look very, very plausible. Now, having said that, the Honorable Supreme Court has issued a direction. We respect the Honorable Supreme Court. The direction will be complied with in letter and in spirit. And I'm very hopeful that bureaucrats of all three states will sit together and finalize a solution where the movement is allowed. At this point in time also, movement of essential goods, those who are dealing in essential commodities, doctors, are still permitted. It's not that those people are stopped or hauled up at the borders. There is free movement for those either
I understand that, Raghav, but the point is that did it really need the Supreme Court to be stepping in and saying that the governments of Haryana and Uttar Pradesh and Delhi should speak and sort out the matter? There is something called an NCR board, right? Has that NCR board ever met? Its members are, you know, the chief ministers of the three states and the chief secretaries of the three states. Wouldn't it have been better had you all sat together and sorted the matter out? RP Singh is joining us as well, and you had begun by telling me that it is... Just a minute.
May I just take 30 seconds? I'll take 30 seconds regarding just 30 seconds. Look, it is not that it is for the Supreme Court to... Supreme Court has not taken suo moto cognizance of this. Merely because a petition was filed before the Supreme Court has opined on the matter. This doesn't mean that the Supreme Court had to come heavily on any government. Supreme Court has now said that you kindly consult among each other and do the following. So it is not that the Supreme Court has taken a suo moto cognizance of this the issue of sealing of borders. It is because
there was a petition filed in court, and what do you expect citizens to do, Raghav? 30 seconds over, but you know, it was a petition filed in court, and what do you do, citizens of citizens of Noida or Gurgaon or Delhi to do? There are people who live in Noida, work in Gurgaon, have to cross Delhi. How many passes can they keep applying for? I mean, all the three governments should have thought about it before ordering these Tughlaki farmans. RP Singh is with us as well. RP Singh, Raghav, let me ask.
I strongly object to this language used by you. No, I strongly object to the language of...
you can object in the next 2 minutes after I've put a question to RP Singh.
Chief Minister as a Tughlaki farman. I register my protest.
Okay, you have registered your protest. Thank you very much. Do stay with us. Let's hear RP Singh out of the BJP who is joining us. Mr. Singh, the fact is that Haryana mein kiski government hai? BJP ki. Uttar Pradesh mein kiski government hai? BJP ki. What is this new need to shut your borders? We don't understand what's going on. You know, people of NCR don't really understand what these three governments are doing. First, you know, UP shuts its borders, saying that the maximum number of cases that are coming to us are coming from Delhi. Then Delhi does the same by citing the same reason. So, I mean, you're leaving people confused. You're leaving people in a state of chaos. And ultimately, it's the Supreme Court that had to step in to say, guys, sort this out amongst yourselves.
Well, I don't know. I came a little late, and Raghav should have told you about this. This was the petition filed before the unlocking. There's another petition was filed after the unlocking, which was yesterday probably, and High Court has given a interpretation on that. So there's a petition filed before during the lockdown period. And now, since there's an unlocking one now, and everyone should have free right. Delhi government has taken a call because there was some issue with the hospital beds. I am hopeful that they should be able to sort that issue within a day or so, or they should have been sorted out that issue by now, and they will open up the border. I mean, I don't want to get to breakfast with Raghav Chadha for that reason. And I'm saying on record that we'll go...
Raghav has already spoken for the Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi. I'm asking you a question about Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. Raghav has already defended what the Aam Aadmi Party has done.
Can I answer?
You please defend what Haryana and Uttar Pradesh are doing, sealing borders for no good reason.
Thank you.
When the MHA guideline is very clear, all right, the states have the final right to decide, but the MHA is saying we are okay with everyone opening borders, sir.
Thank you so much. I'm putting the thing in perspective. This case was filed, this petition was filed when there was lockdown, not unlocking one, when there was lockdown 4 and lockdown 3. Not unlocking during unlocking period, and this decision was on that period. So, but now the situation is different altogether. Now all states, UP is not saying that people from Delhi can't come or people from other states can't come. So Haryana is not saying so. It's just recently, therefore yesterday, Delhi government has said that we will unlock the borders now because we are short of beds and we don't want Delhi beds to be occupied by outsiders. So I'm with him on this. They should have done some homework on this by now, and I'm hopeful by another 24 hours they will be able to unlock the situation and unlock the borders again. Because, and I'm saying on record, Raghav Chadha, you need any help from Delhi, the central government and MCD. We are prepared to take extra mile to go with you on this. There's no
May I respond?
Acha, theek hai. Raghav is putting his hand up. Yes, Raghav, go ahead.
Very conveniently, the representative of the BJP has not responded to your question regarding the Haryana and UP government closing their respective borders, but then that's very typical of the BJP to abscond from the issue. I will come right back at the issue. The fact is that on any given day prior to the COVID-19 outbreak, the capacity of the hospitals that are there in Delhi was occupied to the extent of 70 to 80% by those who are not residents of Delhi. Therefore, Delhi's medical infrastructure was already catering to a lot of people from outside the country. Now, this is an extraordinary situation. A period of 65-67 days of lockdown was given to every state with the only single objective and mandate was to ramp up their public health infrastructure. We have managed to do that. We have created 10,000 new oxygen beds for people who are suffering from this disease and who are extreme.
Raghav, all that is very well. All that is
now
taken.
The thing is
but people don't only come to Delhi to take admission in hospitals there, na?
Yes.
People from Gurgaon come to, people from Gurgaon come to Delhi to work. People from Gurgaon go to Noida to work and they have to cross to Delhi. Why inconvenience everyone?
Please understand. May I respond? May I respond? Please understand. This is an interim measure. This is not a... May I please finish? May I finish? This is an interim measure. This is...
Yeah, first Raghav and then Mr. RP Singh, I'll take your views and let Raghav finish.
This is for the last time, and I hope you'll understand this. This is an interim measure. A period of 7 days has been taken to do a wider consultation, and new measures, permanent measures will be put in place. I think if you do not consult your people, if you do not consult the experts, then you come out with policies like the demonetization that we saw a few years ago, or an unprecedented.
So first you shut borders and then you consult with people. Shouldn't you have consulted with people and then shut borders? Doesn't that make more logical sense?
Borders were already sealed. If you would do your homework, you would arrive at the conclusion that borders were already sealed. And in fact, as we speak now, governments of Haryana and UP have still shut their borders. The Gurgaon border is shut because of Haryana's order. The Gautam Budh Nagar, the Noida border is shut because of the DM of Gautam Budh Nagar has issued an order that falls under the government of Uttar Pradesh. So, I mean, I don't know what sort of questions you're asking. You need to ask these questions to the BJP.
Okay. Yeah, let me ask those questions to the BJP. Please respond, Mr. RP Singh. You haven't responded to my question. Where was the need for Haryana and Uttar Pradesh to seal their borders with Delhi? And if you had to seal your borders and if you had to say we don't want any unwanted awajahi, then at least you should have all sat together. There's something called an NCR board and said, let's figure this out. If someone needs to go to work, if someone needs to go visit an ailing relative, let's just have that person, apply for 1 pass instead of 3 passes. The fact is that, decisions are taken and frankly, one doesn't know what's the logic behind those decisions.
Okay, Shreya, again I repeat for your viewers. This was case was filed in Supreme Court during lockdown period. When there was a lockdown, there was no interstate transportation allowed. After unlocking one, it has been allowed. Now Delhi government has taken initiative. Delhi government lockdown. Now I am saying it because the gentleman is very good at telling lies. Jhoot bole, kaua kaate, and he keeps speaking lies, pumping out lies. This is the 7th April press conference the Chief Minister when he said, we are ready. Give me a second, Shreya. He said we are ready with 30,000 beds.
Is the Noida border
30,000 beds.
Has UP opened the Noida border? Shreya, just answer one thing. Has Noida opened the UP border?
आप लोगों ने अपना border खोला. Have you opened your border with Delhi in Uttar Pradesh and in Haryana? Raghav, please let me ask questions. Now I'm the anchor on the show.
The border are open. It's only being sealed by Delhi government because they are not prepared with the number of beds which are required by Delhi today. That's the problem.
Okay, very good. All right. Okay, gentlemen, I don't know what to make of this conversation, but thank you very much for joining us, putting your perspective there. Raghav Chadha of the Aam Aadmi Party joining us. I'm glad he's smiling. And is Mr. RP Singh smiling? I think he is. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us. Let's move on now. Faced with a steady increase in COVID-19 cases amongst its frontline personnel, police units in Mumbai have set up their own COVID care centers to house and monitor their personnel. Do remember that 1,500 police personnel in Mumbai have tested